Hi guys. I saw this video a couple of weeks ago and I'd never seen the card done before, so thought we would do this one today. It has like a little tower in the center, like that, and then opens up like that. So we'll make one together. And you have a base that's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then you have your tower that is 4 1/4 by 6, and you're going to score it at 1/2. Make sure I've got it. Score at 1/2, 1 3/4, 3, 4 1/4, and 5 1/2. And it's a valley, mountain, 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 valley fold. So when you put it like this, that's what you get. So I'm putting it together a little easier than she did. So I'm going to put glue on those two narrow 1/2-inch strips. And they're folded so they're in the middle and the back, like that. And then I'm making sure they're flat. And then I eyeball it for the middle, but you could put it on a grid paper or measure, and glue that down to the center of your card front. And there's your tower. Isn't that cool? And then you have 4 strips for your tower, and your strips are 1 by 4. You could even put these on before you put the tower on if you wanted. I get excited to put the tower on, so I do it first, but this is the longest part. One more. Yeah. And you have the seams. I don't know if you can see them blue on blue, but they have seam on either side. But that's going to be covered up in just 1 second. And how you do that is you have 2 mats that are 2 1/2 by 4, and then 2 DSPs that are 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. I know we hate those, but could make the mat smaller and have more white showing, but I like just the narrow white showing around. Whoops, went right off the paper there. Right. So there are my 2 strips, and they're going to go on either side of your card front, and that covers up that seam pretty nicely. There. And that's what you've got so far. This is the front of your card. Then, to do the mechanism on the front, to put this on the front so that it stands out like that, you have a mechanism, and you have two pieces that are 1/2 by 1.5, and you score it at 3/4. And then you're going to put glue on 1/2 of it. And you're going to center it. I centered mine. You can do what you want, but I centered mine. And I'm putting the fold right up to the score line in the front of your card. So there's one, and it stands out like that. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put glue on one side and take the fold and put it right up against the score line in the center of your card so that you have this. And then you can see right away that you're going to put glue on these. And oh, I should have stamped it before well, this one, I don't know. I may have to add a saying in a different way. I'm not going to hold you up while I go stamp. So then you do whatever you want for your front. This one and this one are the same, but I'll show different ones. And then you're going to put glue on the other sides of those mechanisms. And you're going to center what you have for the greeting right there. So there's that. Then on this one, I'm going to put, and it can overlap because it doesn't go over what will be in your size of your card, because it's in the center. I'm going to put this one, a jar of jelly that I cut out from the paper, and then we'll overlap a different jar of jelly like that. And I'll have to do my greeting later. And then on the inside, it's just like the normal size. It's 5 1/4 by 4. And in this one, I'm just putting white with a strip of little jelly jars. There. Yeah. And so there's this card. So now I'll show you some different ones. This one I used plain cardstock and embossed it. And so you can see it all 4 sides that way. I put on the same label as I did the others, and I used different paper. And then this one is that sunset coast paper that I'm loving right now, and cut out a lighthouse and some seagulls. And this one I didn't use any DSP on the tower. I left it the same color as the base card. And I added a couple seagulls to the side. And inside I had a strip of that paper and the greeting, the sentiment, and a little sailboat that comes with that set too. If you get it, it's a little sailboat. So there's that one. And this one, I did bees, and I did the sweet honey paper with little tiny bees, and had a bee cut out. And this one, I didn't use any mat on the back. I just used paper. So I used the 2.5 by 4 measurements for this. So that's this one. And then inside, just to strip the paper to match. And the last one, I used some, I've forgotten what it's called, but anyway, coastal paper with life jackets and floats and a fisherman. And I used some kind of water simulated for my tower. And in this one, I went back to using the mat and the DSP. And then on the inside, I just used a strip of that paper again. And that's it. So I hope you like it. I hope you give it a try. I'd love to hear what you do. Thank you for watching. Bye.